Hey everyone, Richard here, Metal Fan, bringing you guys a new album review, and today we're going to be looking into the new album from the deathcore band Suicide Silence entitled You Can't Stop Me. Now this album actually comes out next week, July 15th, through Nuclear Blast Records. Now let's talk about this album. Now this album is their first album since The Black Crown, which came out in 2011, and this is their first album without their original vocalist Mitch Lucker, who sadly died in a motorcycle accident in November of 2012. And this is their first album with their new vocalist, Eddie Hermida, formerly of All Shall Perish, who joined the band in, I believe, October of last year. Now, I know that there's a lot of fans, well, the fucking scene kids who are fans of this band still say it's not Suicide Silence without Mitch Lucker and yada yada yada. Honestly, shut the fuck up, honestly. I mean, it's still Suicide Silence whether you like it or not. I mean, they got a new vocalist, but it's still the same band no matter what. Now, when I first heard this album, like I've heard a few of the songs before that, and this album is actually streaming on the Nuclear Blast YouTube channel. Now, when I went and checked it out, and I was like, wow, I was really impressed. I think this is their best album to date. I think this is better than their last couple records, that's for sure. But hey, in my opinion, I do enjoy pretty much most of their albums. And what can I say? I mean, musically on this album, it kind of sounds similar to The Black Crown, honestly, musically. But with Eddie's vocals, it kind of sounds like a breath of fresh air. It kind of sounds like a new band almost. Like Eddie's vocals on this album have gotten better. I think his vocals have gotten better since The Black Crown, and like you can tell, like his vocals are a bit more clearer than Mitch's. And like when he does the highs, he does it really great. And when his lows on this album, holy shit, it nearly made me shit my pants. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's a really, really impressive. But yeah, let's get into this album. Now the album opens up with a little intro, MAL, which is actually the first time Suicide Silence has an intro since The Cleansing, their debut. Now this intro is just has a bit of clean guitars. It's just very dark. It's only like very short. It's only 47 seconds. It's a very dark way to start off this album, which then leads into Inherit the Crown, which sort of kicks right in with the vocals. It's a very cool song. I really enjoyed that a lot. Then we get to Cease to Exist. Now, I already did a track review of this song. I said it's a really great song. I really enjoyed that. Then we get to the next song on the album. It's called Secret Words, which is a really good song. I really thought the guitars were pretty good. I really enjoyed that. And then we get to Control. Now this album has a guest appearance, this song I should say, has a guest appearance from George Corpsegrinder Fisher of Cannibal Corpse. It's just a really fast-paced song. It's just really extreme and brutal. I really thought that song was really great. Then we get to the next song. It's called Warrior, which is just some pretty good song. It has some very fast-paced vocals from Eddie. Like his vocals on that song, it just sounds really fast and kind of Spitfire almost. Thought it was pretty good. Then we get to the title track of the album, You Can't Stop Me, which is pretty much one of the interesting songs on this album. The reason I say that it's interesting is because lyrically, this is the last song that Mitch Lucker had actually wrote. This is pretty much the last bit of Mitch that we ever got. I really loved that song a lot. I thought it was a pretty great song. Then we get to the next song called Monster Within. The song has another guest appearance on this album, which features Greg from Dillinger Escape Plan, which is a very groovy type song. I really enjoyed that a lot. Then we get to the next song called We Have All Had Enough, which starts off with the very first for Suicide Silence, has a bit of an acoustic intro, then it just picks up from there and it just kicks in. It's just a really good song. Then we get to another interesting song on the album called Ending is the Beginning. Now the reason I say it's interesting is because this song is actually a re-recording of the first song from their self-titled EP, which came out in 2005. And honestly, this version, I actually liked it better than the EP version. I mean, the EP version is pretty good, but this version is just wow. Then we get to the next song on the album. It's called Don't Die, which I really liked that song a lot. Thought it was pretty good. Then the album closes with the last song called Ouroboros, if I'm saying that right, which is a really great way to end this album. And I thought this was a really great song. One of my favorite songs off this album. I really enjoyed it a lot. Now, overall, no, You Can't Stop Me from Suicide Silence is a really great way to return to form from this band. Kind of like a return as a band They haven't been made any albums in a few years, and this album with a new vocalist is just really awesome. Now, if I were to give this album a score, I would give this album a solid 9 out of 10. I really thought it was a pretty good album. So yeah, that's my review of the new album, guys. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Keep it metal.